Well, this is my friend Wild Thing. Hi there. And Wild Thing he was a little upset earlier, weren't you? Mm-hmm. Why were you so upset? Well, because I'm kind of strange. But you like being strange. Well, that's true. But you thought because you were strange, what? I thought, I don't know how to witness. Because I'm so strange that sometimes people don't pay attention. And so you were thinking that just because you were different, you wouldn't have a way to really witness for God. That's right. And that makes me sad. That would make me sad too, because I have a relationship with my God, and I would want to be able to tell other people about Him, and so I could see where that would upset you. But, yeah, I know a story that may be able to help you. You do? Mm-hmm. There was a time when Jesus and His disciples had just crossed the lake. Okay? And when they got over to the side of the lake, they went to a place called Gadara. That's near Squim, right? No, it's not near Squim. Near Forks? No, it's not near Forks. It's clear on the other side of the world. It's over near Israel. Oh, long way. It's a very long way away. And so they were traveling by boat, and they landed on the shores of Gadara. And in that land, there were two people. Only two? No. There were two particular people. There were lots of people that lived there, but there were two people in particular that were, well, strange. Like me? Well, stranger than you. That's not possible. Well, these two guys, they were really strange because they were possessed. What does that mean? Well, what that means is they had demons living in them. Ooh, that's kind of scary. That would be very scary. And they did some very strange things. Now, you do some weird things, but these guys did some absolutely strange things because they were possessed. Well, like what? Well, one thing they did is they ran around naked. This is a children's story. You can't say that. Well, but they did. They were out of their minds, and they ran around without any clothes on. And they lived in a cemetery where they keep dead people. Yeah, they lived in caves around the cemetery where they kept dead people. And when the people tried to catch them and lock them up, they were so strong because of the demons that were in them, they broke the chains. Oh, that's kind of scary again. And not only that, but anytime somebody came through there, they would rush after them, and they would shriek, and they would scream, and they would scare people. And when they were in the graveyard, they would take stones and they would cut themselves with them. That is too weird. Now, I'm weird, but that's really weird. And the reason they were out of their minds is because Satan was in their minds, and they had all these demons living inside them. Now, when they saw Jesus, these two men saw Jesus and the disciples landing the boat there, getting the boat right up to shore, they took off down the hill, and they were going to chase them away. Really? Mm-hmm. They didn't want anybody coming on their shore. Well, did they run away? Well, you would think that if you saw somebody coming at you with demons in you, would you run away? I would. Wouldn't you guys? I'd be pretty freaked out. That's putting it mildly. That is putting it mildly. So, when the disciples got out of the boat, and they got the boat to shore, and Jesus was getting out of the boat, here come those two demons, and they're rushing down, and they're screaming and screeching, and the disciples said, "We're out of here." I don't blame them. I wouldn't blame them either. But as they ran back to the boat, Jesus wasn't with them. Where was He? He was still walking towards the two demon-possessed men. He wasn't scared. Jesus wasn't scared. Why do you suppose Jesus wasn't scared? What do you think?
Because He had faith.
Because Jesus had faith, and because Jesus was stronger than any of the demons, right? Oh, certainly. So Jesus is walking up, and the two men rush up to Him, and instead of attacking Him, do you know what they did? They ran away. No, they didn't run. They bowed at His feet. Really? They bowed at His feet. And they really wanted help. Inside, they really, really wanted help. They wanted to be freed from the demons, but they couldn't get rid of them on their own. Because the demons are stronger than they were. Exactly. So, Jesus asked them, what is your name? And what did they say? They said, our name is Legion. And in the Roman times, a legion was like a whole bunch of soldiers. A whole lot of soldiers. We're talking like, I think 6,000 soldiers. So these two men had like 6,000 demons in them. They couldn't hold 6,000 demons. Well, evidently they could. And they did. And that's why they were so scary and so strange and so terrifying to everybody. Oh, that is really quite scary. I don't know what I would do. Well, Jesus knew what he would do. He was willing to deliver those men. And so the demons knew. They said, please don't just destroy us. And they saw up on the hill. There's no hill up there. No, they were up. They were down by the ship on the shore, and they looked up to the hill, and they saw a bunch of pigs. And they said, ooh, bacon. No, they didn't say bacon. They said, don't just cast us out into nothingness. Send us, the demon said, send us into the pigs. And Jesus said yes. Demon-possessed pigs? Demon-possessed pigs is what happened. And those pigs got so freaked out by all those demons that went into them, they ran down a steep hill, and they landed right in the ocean, and they drowned. Dead demon pigs? Dead demon pigs, that's right. And the two men, they were in their right minds again. Really? Just like that? Just like that. And when the townspeople saw what happened to the pigs, and they saw what happened to the demon-possessed people, they were afraid. You would have thought they would have been happy. I would have been happy. And they asked Jesus to leave. Would you ever ask Jesus to leave?
No.
No, that's just wrong. It's very wrong. But they asked Jesus to leave. And the demoniacs, the guys that had the demons, they said, let us come with you. Oh, I don't want to go with Jesus. I would too. But Jesus said no. Jesus said no, they couldn't follow him? Well, Jesus had a special reason. Jesus never says, don't follow me. He never says, don't be a learner of mine. But he said to them, no. He says, I want you to go back to your family, and I want you to tell them about God's love, and I want you to tell them about what great things God has done for you. Oh, Jesus had a reason. He had a very good reason. And the Bible tells us that the very next time they came to Gadara, Jesus and the disciples came to Gadara, do you know how many people were ready? 2. More than just those 2. It was actually everybody was ready. They weren't afraid anymore. And it was because those 2 men went home and told their relatives and their friends and their neighbors exactly what Jesus had done. Oh, so you're saying that if 2 dudes that were possessed were able to tell others, and others were ready to meet Jesus, then someone as strange as me, I could do that too. Very good. You could do that. These boys and girls could do that. The older boys and girls out here, they could all do that. We could all go home and go to our friends and go to our neighbors and tell them how much God loves us, and what great things God has done for us. That's exactly right. And you know what? What? You just helped me do that just now with this story. Oh, I did. You did. I am so good. You are so good. And so, boys and girls, you remember, God doesn't always say, just come and follow me to some distant land. Sometimes God says, let's stay here in our hometown and let's tell our friends and our neighbors and our families. That's right. What great things God has done and how much He loves us and how much He loves us. And as you listen to the sermon today, you're going to hear more about this very thing, about telling God, telling our friends how much God loves us and what He does for us. I'm going to listen. Good for you. Are you guys? Good for you. Thank you very much for listening to our story.